What's good, peeps? It's your boy Eduard Todor. So if you've been a viewer of the channel for a while, you've probably seen this in the background of some of my videos. You already know I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And it's funny because pretty much everyone that I train with knows that I do magic. And I've had this question asked quite a lot. Like, people ask me, like, oh, do you ever use like magic in your in training, like in jiu-jitsu? Like, do you, like, oh, like misdirect them there and then do this move here? And the reality is not really. Everything that you do in jiu-jitsu, you do in jiu-jitsu, and there's misdirection in jiu-jitsu all the time. You pretend you choke, but then when his arm goes up, you go for the arm bar. There's always like misdirection and everything, but it's not really like I'm using my skills that I learned as a magician to transfer over to jiu-jitsu at all. But really, what I've started to realize is that actually my jiu-jitsu helps my magic. And I think my jiu-jitsu helps like a lot of aspects of my life. And I've talked about this before, but I think martial arts, it's a competition, right? Like martial arts, if you really look at it as, people that compete in martial arts, it's a competition of the most primal sense. It's literally you're trying to hurt the other person. Now, obviously, with different martial arts, it's different things. Like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's quite safe. You're not really going to get hurt, but on a primal level, like if you actually break it down, it's really about like, I'm gonna beat you up, I'm like, the winner of this thing, is physically dominant, you know what I mean? So it's a very primal thing. And so I think like martial arts lends itself to be kind of this really interesting competition style that kind of translates over into everything else. So let me explain what I mean. What I've started noticing is that people that win in martial arts, right? Winners, they have to have a winner's mentality. You'll see boxers do this. You'll see, any sort of athlete even, like any sort of like high level competition, but in my case, it's martial arts, right? So if you go into a match and you 100% believe that you're gonna win, it actually makes your movement a lot more efficient, okay? So let's assume, let me explain why, right? Let's assume that I go for a move, let's say I go for a throw, and as I'm going for the throw, I have a doubt in my head. It's like, oh, what if it doesn't work? Then what's going to happen is I'm not going to commit 100% on that move, and it's not going to work. Okay, that's just how it's going to happen. So when you do anything in martial arts, you have to have 100% conviction that it's going to work, right? And so that comes from that winner's mentality that, you've trained, and then you go in and you know that you're going to win, right? Even though, like realistically, logically, there's a chance you'll lose. It's quite a big chance you'll lose. People lose all the time, right? I've lost many matches. So like, I've actually lost more than I've won. But the point is, it's very like, it's like this paradox. It's like this kind of, white, black. It's like plus, minus, it's this opposite thing where you have to 100% believe you're going to win, but then also 100% believe that you have a lot to learn, you know what I mean? So you have to almost believe you're the best, but at the same time, you have to believe you're the worst, which makes no sense. You're like, wait, what? So, if you're a fighter, you have to believe you're the best. If you're going to go and fight for a living, you have to believe you're the best fighter ever walked the earth, because that's what you do. And if all your effort's not in it, then what are you doing, right? But at the same time, you have to believe that anyone can teach you everything, right? Or anyone can teach you something, is what I'm trying to say. So you have to constantly be learning, because if you think you're the best, and you stop learning, you're going to get beat up. You're going to get wrecked by some other guy that's still improving. So do you understand what I'm trying to say? There's this polarity between like, you have to have this mentality of like, I'm going to win, but also like, oh, I'm the best, but also like, everyone is better than me and everyone has something to teach me, right? So there's like this contrast. And for me in magic, it's kind of the same thing, right? Like when I'm performing and I get into that character and I get into that state, I am the best magician that's ever lived, right? So Jabrizi, shout out to Jabrizi, right? No, but in my mentality, when I'm there and I'm actually doing the magic, I'm so sold on the idea of I'm doing the magic, right? I'm not like doubting myself, like, oh, am I good enough for this? No, I have to 100% believe that there's no, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I obviously don't think I'm the best magician that ever lived. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't actually believe that, but that's the mentality that I have to have. Similarly, like with YouTube, right? When I was like 10 subscribers, right? I could have been like, bro, I'm gonna get 25K. Just watch me. People would have thought I'm arrogant, right? correct? Like if someone with 10 subscribers is like, bro, I'm gonna have 10K real soon, I'm gonna grind, people are like, bro, stop bullshitting, bro. Like, come on, son, you know. However, you have to believe that you can actually do it to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you actually have to, like, why else would you start doing daily videos and grind your ass off if you didn't think you could do it? So it's this contrast of, like, you have to 100% believe in what you're doing, but also at the same time 100% understand that you still have a lot to learn. And that's what I translate from my martial arts to my magic, to my business, to my marketing, to my everything, right? Like, let's say like, right now I'm thinking of, you know, doing some ads. I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm thinking of doing some Instagram ads, right? Which cost money. So if I didn't 100% believe they're going to work, then I wouldn't put my own money in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I thought they weren't going to work, I wouldn't put my money in it. However, I also understand that there's a chance that it won't do much for me. There's a chance that, you know, I do the ads and then nothing really changes, right? And then that would mean that that's just part of the trial and error. And I've learned something, and now I can, you know, adapt, like, you figure out what went wrong or figure out what's going on, and I adapt. So it's the same thing. Again, it's like 100% believe it's going to work, but also 100% believe that I have a lot to learn and that I don't know shit. Do you know what I mean? So this is not the same as Jabrizi saying he's better than Shin Lim. This is the same as saying, if I'm going to enter the, you know, 2000 and whatever FISM, I have to 100% believe I'm going to win. Otherwise, why would I go and enter? Do you understand? But at the same time, I'm not delusional. I'm not saying, oh, you know, my bottom deal's better than Daniel Madison's when it's not. You know, so there's a very distinct, you know, it's a very interesting line that you're crossing, because you're almost going to the point of delusion. Like I'm going to get 25K subs. Like, based on what? You know what I mean? Based on, you know, but you put in the work and the belief gets you there, and eventually you make it, right? So that's just kind of an interesting parallel that I've been thinking about recently. You know, we just hit 25K, so I appreciate everyone that's subscribed to me, that's supporting me, that's kind of hit me up on DMs, on Instagram, on YouTube, on everywhere, man. You guys have been the best. You know, I appreciate the support that you guys have been showing me. You know, with Patreon, we're about to be buying lighting. You know, I'm gonna have money to basically fix the camera. You know, so there's a lot of things that, like, you guys have actually really helped me in getting to this point. And you know, 25K is kind of like a halfway point. Like, because when I hit 20K, I was like, okay, my next, like, kind of goal, or like my next, like, really big thing, like, that I kind of almost feel like I can't reach, but I can. I believe 100% that I can reach it, is 50K, right? 50K is a pretty solid number, and 25 is like right smack in the middle. And you know, it's just like, I can see the effect. If I just keep grinding, you know, it just keeps building and building and building. You know, it's all to do with that grind. It's all to do with that putting that work in. And not to mention, my magic's been getting way better than it used to be, just from having to do it daily. So, you know, I appreciate all of you guys. I hope you guys got something from this little thing. So if anything, you know what I'm saying, start a martial art, you know, get into competition. I mean, just do whatever you enjoy doing. But for me, martial arts is the thing. And, you know, the competition aspect, when you actually get down to it and you start to, like, kind of face your demons, you start to realize about that polarity, that having to believe 100% in something, but also, like, being 100% aware that it could also fail. Do you know what I mean? It's the weirdest thing ever. And to anyone that hasn't experienced it, it's hard to explain. But, like, when before a jiu-jitsu match, my mentality is, I'm gonna choke this guy. There's no other way this could go. I'm gonna choke him. And I mean, that's happened to me, where I've gone in that and I got destroyed, right? And after, I wasn't like depressed. I wasn't, you know, I just got up, I shook the guy's hand, and man, you were better than me, and that's great. And I walked off, and it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like, oh, now my whole identity is, like, wrecked because I didn't do what I said I would do. No, it's that polarity. It's like 100% belief, but also 100% like understanding that it could go wrong. But, you know, like, and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect you in the long run. It's just another, you know, you either win or you learn type of mentality. So I hope you guys got something out of it. If you're trying to grind on YouTube, if you're trying to, you know, start a social media brand, whatever, this stuff is very applicable to you. So, you know, I hope you take it to heart. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. All the links are down below. And as always, mad respect, much love, stay lit, and I'll see you in the next one.